Hey friends, Damian Mason coming at you in the first of what I'm going to call my global series about the business of agriculture. We have, for many, many years, since World War II, heard in American agriculture the term create more demand or open up new markets. It was a recipe for success for decades. It will not be moving forward. Why? Because of the term you've heard, it's a net sum game. Here's the reality. We in the United States of America, right here, about 340 million people with a few million farms, produce the hell out of commodities. And for years, we just found a barge and we shipped them somewhere around this globe because there was hungry people that needed fed and we satisfied them. Guess what happened? Other countries ramped up their production to satisfy global demand increases. Countries like down there in Australia, only 20 or 30 million Australians, they produce the heck out of agricultural products. They ship their stuff. A bunch of Asian countries, Ukraine, Russia, several countries that end in stan, also got in the game. And then, of course, South America, namely Brazil and Argentina, huge agricultural producers. Why I'm telling you this is you go to ag meetings and you hear our commodity group say, we just need to open up new markets and create more global demand. That's a cute story. But trust me, there is nobody on this globe that's sitting there with money in their hand and is unfed. If they have the money, their demands are being met. So if we want to increase more global trade for American agricultural products, it's a net sum game. We're going to send stuff around the globe that right now is being sent by somebody else. It means it's a competitive environment, which means, of course, when you've got this situation, all of a sudden it gets to where there's trade spats. That's why we have things like tariffs, and that's why there are also protectionisms in most countries' agricultural sector, because we know that supply is no longer the problem, it's a matter of demand. So what will increase demand and help us all? More global population, but you've heard me talk about that. We're settling around 8 billion people. We're never going to get to the 10 billion or 11 billion that the United Nations told us about because population rates are stabilizing and birth rates are declining, dropping like a rock. What else could help us with demand? More people would help, but we're not going to get there. Then it would be more money. If you have a growing economy, the more money that one has in their hands, the more they want to eat and the better they want to eat, right? That could help us. The only problem, if we're growing the global economy by a couple of percent, meaning the GDPs globally are growing by a couple of percent per year, our ability to produce is growing by more than 2 or 3%. We can outstrip economic expansion. So the reality is, moving forward, we will probably have to admit that we are oversupplied. The demand globally is only going to be so much. It is what it is. And anybody that already has the money in their hands is already being satisfied. That means we're going to have probably a supply adjustment, and we're going to have to figure out ways to increase domestic consumption. I'm Damian Mason. I'm talking to you about the realities of increasing exports and global demand moving forward from the year 2025 onward. I produce the Business of Agriculture show, and I speak at agricultural meetings about the world's most important industry. Let me know if I can help you. Thanks for being here.